Hello everybody and welcome back to the Jake's RC Stuff channel, and today we're in for a very important video because this is the EasyGlider 4, and you might be thinking, why is that important? Why does that matter? Well, the EasyGlider Pro, which you can think about as being the EasyGlider 3, was my very first FPV plane I've flown, and then I went and bought one. And I've had a lot of FPV planes since, but I finally got another one. I actually got this for Christmas. From my parents. I bought it. I think it was like just under £100 shipped. I can't remember where it was, but of course it was from the UK. Oh, I've missed having one of these so much, and it's the first plane that when I've bought planes recently, I've tried to buy them based off what I think I have the stuff for. I don't have a lot of stuff for this. I have to buy them. But it's going to be, even though it wasn't that expensive to buy, it's going to be pretty expensive for me to put together because I have to buy all this stuff. But I'm just super duper excited. Now, it has technically been unboxed, as you can possibly tell, so the box itself, other than a bit of bubble wrap, is now empty. And what comes in the box? Well, you've got two wings. They are 1.8 meters in total wingspan. Now, the first thing that I immediately noticed is a hole in it. That is meant to be there. They've completely changed the wing spar design. The wing spar, here it is now square, not a tube. And the old one, what it had was, you put the tube in and it had like a glue-on plate over the top, which meant that in high G, like if you're doing a loop, for example, basically it rested all on the glue. They've got rid of it now. It's now molded in, and the servo wire is separate because the servo wire also used to get glued in that track. So this is a standard servo size. So here's an MG90. That's clearly going to fit in there. Okay. Unfortunately, the cable on MG90 is slightly too long for this, slightly too short for that, which is excellent. Thanks for that. But what I might do is I may cut this lead off and solder a longer one on, because I've got plenty kicking about from the crap ones of these that I threw away, so we can make it the right length. So it goes into here. Oh, that might have a thing that holds the connector, so you can sort of clip it in. There's the hole for the wing tube. It also looks as if you may be able to put some sort of bolt in to secure the wingtip. Another thing that's quite nice is that it has a strengthening bar to go in there to because the old one did used to flex a bit, but that's going to help transfer the control movement further out. You do have to cut them, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. And obviously the other wing is going to be exactly the same. Also, you get in the box, which is not featured here. I think this is meant for Germany because there are a lot of things are in German, like as the first language. Like there's this, which is completely in German, and this, which is completely in German. Obviously, Multiplex are a German company, but for example, it's German first, then English. So yes, got the wing, or the other wing, showing you the wing tube. Something of an issue for some people is the fact that a lot of the tubes in this are plastic or glass fiber. Like it's a glass fiber tube, not carbon. These are all tubes for doing the control rods, and I can see that problem. My last one in the end, before it died, ended up with two servos and the tail with just little tiny bits of them, because I think other bits got glued up and stuff getting repaired. But anyway, we have the tail. My understanding is the tail on this one is now fully removable, which is why it has this sort of thing in the middle. I think the idea is you can sort of screw it together, so you can take the tail off and everything to put it in a bag, which is good. We have the tail here. That piece comes out, and as you can see, there's something meant to be there, so I think it's meant to screw together. There's like a proper sort of hinge that sort of clips over there and then goes into the back of the fuselage, which is a bit interesting. What else have we got? I have been in the fuselage, by the way, because I wanted to check something. A bit of sponge, plastic parts. So there's your motor mount. There's some clips and things for the wings. That bit I know goes in the canopy. I remember it from my old one. And this was not included in the older one. This actually has the spinner and propellers. The original one may have came with a spinner, but I don't think it did. I think you had to order it separately. Probably that's why they've included it, because people complain that they couldn't finish the model without it. I'm going to put the fuselage on one side. We have the stickers, which appear to have got messed up a bit, but I don't think that's affected actual stickers. It's just the space between them, so that's fine. And we've got some more sort of control rods and things here. Now we're going to come to the fuselage. I'm going to put you down for a second. The fuselage does come in two different sections. So as you can see, it's going to be a glued together job. Compared to last time, this is a lot thicker, so you can actually get a 3S2200 in. I used to use a Rin Power 4010C, which back, what would it be, 10, 12 years ago, was a bit insane. Now the canopy is different, so it's very much moulded exactly the same. But if you can sort of see, it's shiny on the inside, and if I go to the outside, it's this sort of weird texture, and it's got like some sort of mesh glued over the top of it, which I'm not too sure. And obviously we're going to be having to cut into this to put a camera in. Now the way it's meant, and the reason why I got this out, is the servos actually go in the front. They go in this section here, and they're bigger than your normal MG90s. They're like the 12 grams, so it's the same size as a high-tech HS82 or 85. I'm going to go and buy two of those. The receiver's meant to go here. The speed control sort of floats on top of everything, so you get it out of the way, you shove the battery in down there, and then you sort of put the speed control on the top, put the canopy on. These have some like plastic clips, so you have the sort of servo lead glued into that clip, and you can just plug the stuff straight in. The bit of cable sort of dangles out. Fantastic system. It has multiplex on the inside now. That's nice. Now obviously with this being an FPV plane, or going to be converted to FPV, my old one actually had a canopy. It had a pan and tilt in the canopy. It had a little wooden plate that had a like a 3S 500 milliamp to run the FPV equipment. So the FPV equipment and the motor run on different batteries, because then you didn't get as many lines. And had a hole in the back here to let the wires up. And the transmitter sort of went here with the cable leading across the top. The receiver went in the receiver hole, which, as I remember, was about here. 35 megs, and it still had the aerial wire, and it had 4 meters of aerial behind it to get range, and oh, fantastic. This one also has like tracks to put strengthening tube in on the inside. Mine had the front removed many a time. So what I'm going to do with mine, because obviously we're going to be fitting some more stuff in here. I'm probably going to ditch the separate battery. Things have got a lot better now with resisting sort of battery surges and things. I've just had a thought. I was thinking about possibly getting a hybrid camera, one of the Runcam hybrids, cashing in my 10% off with Runcam. And because I can have the cable come through and install where I installed the battery on the previous time, put under the board in. But the problem is, I'm fairly sure that they're like, oh, you can't have it running off the same battery as, oh, you can't do this. You can't have it running off the same battery as what your motor does, or it has to be like regulated. I do have a 12-volt regulator that I can install in the canopy. That is an option, actually. I bought it in case I could try and use it to get the FY41 working. That was knackered. Aha, that could be useful. So yes, I'm thinking Runcam hybrid in the front, so I can have HD and normal. Video transmitter, I may try and install in the canopy. The only thing is heat is obviously going to be an issue. I'm fairly sure in the old one I actually cut this sort of blob here out to make more room. As I said, the video transmitter before went on top. So what I'm trying to think is, the receiver went in here last time, but the aerial was 4 meters behind it. Because basically, if you added another meter on, you basically doubled your range. So it came with a meter aerial. This is 35 megs or megahertz. What I'm trying to do is work out where do I want to put stuff. When I first got it out of the box, I imagined possibly putting my like a FreeSky receiver back here with the aerial sort of built into the rudder. I'd sort of carve it in there, but I don't like that idea. That sounds like it could be a problem. So my second idea was, if I cut out a bit of foam here, so I'd make like a little sort of cubicle for it, I could run the receiver here, possibly with get one of the Diversity FreeSkys. This is the R9 system. Now, so I could have, you know, one poking out the side and one poking out the top. Only problem is, as I say, is getting the video transmitter in the airflow, unless this does seem possibly a bit longer than the old one. I wonder if I installed the, because what you got to think is, because there's going to be a prop on the front, you have to make sure that the camera is mounted far back enough. Hang on, let me just assemble the fuselages. I've got to have the camera so far back that the prop doesn't hit it, so the camera's probably going to be in the middle of that, where the sort of dark patch is in the middle. Could I put a video transmitter behind it and have that all in the canopy? That is certainly a possibility. Could I possibly go whole hog? And the thing is, if I don't have the receiver there, I have got a bit of room where the receiver is designed to go. Now, obviously, it's going to have an S-bus decoder there of some sort. So this is this section. But I could also have that little 12-volt regulator to power the camera, or a 5-volt regulator. It really doesn't need to be that. But the 12-volt one, I think, is smaller. Doesn't do as many amps, but it's enough for just a camera. I think the main thing with deciding where things is going to go, because the problem is I can't glue the fuselage together and try to decide where stuff is going. I think what I need to do is I need to order stuff now, just get it on the way. I did actually have a list of things I need to order. Let me grab my iPad. So I've got the two servers that I need for the front, which are going to be HS82MGs. Motor, I'm going to think I ordered from Hobby King. Same with the speed controller. I do have those Predators, but the problem is I'm not sure if the cables are going to be long enough. It depends on the length of the motor, or the wires on the motor. So I might order one just so I've got one coming and I know I'm getting it, so I don't have to pay 2 lots of shipping. Going to need a receiver. I think I might order one of each, and then I've got them. It's in one with a single antenna, one with a double. Camera, so yeah, and a video transmitter. I need to decide what I'm doing. If I know, I've got at least 2 there. I don't need a video transmitter. That's good news. So camera, receiver, ESC motor, and 2 servos. Excellent. I have what I needed to know. I decided to do this unboxing today so I could find this out. I can get stuff ordered because it's relatively near payday. So I do have money still in my bank account. As I say, it's been a bit weird because some of the products that I've done recently, I either have the stuff for already, or I bought the plane knowing I had the stuff to put in it. Whereas this I bought because I really wanted the plane, and now I'm having to spend the money to actually kit it out. The receiver ready ones are just far too bloody expensive. So I know I need motor, speed controller. I'm going to get a speed controller just in case. Receiver, camera, and the 2X HS82MGs. So yeah, I will get those ordered, and at some point you'll see a build video on this plane. I am super duper excited to have another one of these in my life. Super excited. Well, thank you for watching. Like if you liked, subscribe if you're new and interested in this, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. But thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.